We're here today at Pioneers Women Park, and we haven't been here before. We've seen it and we thought we would check it out. There's a lot of different trees in this park, and it's my understanding this park is quite old, like in the 100-year range. Look at the beautiful fall colors on this tree. A beautiful yellow. It's nice to see that the sunshine has finally come out. It's about 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Las Cruces. My wife likes to use a tripod to get a steady shot. And here's a view of my classic T-Bird that I use to get around town with. It's my daily driver. Here's a pretty house, catty corner from the park. It's an old one. It's been kept up well. Very nice. Check out the lights that are on the street here on the corner. Very old-fashioned style. Here's another beautiful home across the street from the park. Check out this light. You know, it probably used to be a gas light, but you can see that it's most likely been converted, but it's an old one. As a matter of fact, if you look in the center of this post, you can see a gas light, so it was a gas light at one time. Check out the steel fencing that goes around this property. Very nice. The property owner has kept this property up very good. Perfectly trimmed hedges and beautiful crabapple tree. Yeah, my wife was commenting on this house. She thinks it's one of the prettiest houses around this park. Well, here's a pretty robin. Seems pretty tame. Not afraid of me or anything. Beautiful. This looks like a zinnia growing just outside of the property line here. This is a pretty flower too. Pretty good for November. Here's some more beautiful flowers. I don't know what they're called, but they are pretty. Look at the tile mural on this house. How creative. Pretty nice. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would think this was a fig tree. But a fig tree here in Las Cruces? I don't know. Does anybody out there know what this means? Or is it just a name? Or does it actually have some meaning? It's a very nice place to dine out, have a picnic. This is still on the same property. You know, I would expect a property like this to be in Southern California or possibly Santa Fe, New Mexico, but not here in Las Cruces. Does anybody know what kind of plant this is? I don't know. I don't recognize it. It's purple. It's pretty. This clearly looks like some kind of a succulent plant, just by looking at the leaves. And it's blooming too. There's such a large variety of trees in this park, and I wanted to show you this one. This looks like a juniper tree, and I want to come in and take a closer look at the juniper berries. The berries are very unique. They're purple. Purple juniper berries. Now here's a home across from the park that looks like it could use some TLC. And I'm not sure if anybody's actually living there right now. Road to the 19th Amendment. Votes for Women. Women's Improvement Association. Park, 1898. Advocating passage of Women's Suffrage Amendment. Check out this old gnarly bark tree. Boy, it's got some knots in it, doesn't it? Almost looks like someone took a slab of concrete, threw it against the tree trunk. But it's not, it's wood. Well, here's a sign that's been put up by the city of Las Cruces. It says Pioneer Women's Park and the Women's Improvement Association. And if you go in, it says deeded to the town of Las Cruces in 1924. Here's a sidewalk path that'll take you to the gazebo in the middle of the park. Here's a guy juggling, looks to be 4 balls. Look at this beautiful pine tree. It seems like it reaches for the sky. It's a very tall one for here in the desert. And it stands out among the beautiful blue skies and the puffy clouds. And here's some more fall colors for you. This one's showing tints of red and yellow. I've noticed a lot of people walking their dogs around this park. And here's a pet pickup, and it's got little doggy bags so you can pick up the pet poop. Now you want to see a big old tree that's been here forever. Check out this tree. It's grown so big, it's not only broken the curb, it's coming out in the street. Here's a woman's club. My wife came over here when she first started her job out here in Las Cruces and gave a seminar, a speech inside this building. And this is the building where it all started. The Women's Club, the Women's Suffragette Movement here in Las Cruces. Look at these big heavy beams that hold this porch up.
This screen here, babe.
Isn't that neat? Yeah, my wife's checking out the screens and hey, look, it does open.
They used to come in here, make speeches to the little ladies.
That's an old door too, I can tell by the locks on it.
It's an old door. Look at the Vegas up here. This is like the old architecture, the old adobe architecture.
Oh.
But this is added because this wasn't here when I made the speeches.
You mean the porch wasn't here?
No, this wasn't here.
So this has all been added relatively new.
I think so. There might have been a tin roof, but this was somewhat Victorian. If you look at it, the inside, it's Victorian. So you look at this, it's not adobe because this Women's Association was established in the 1890s.
Yeah, I'm looking at the locks on the door.
It's the 1890s. Just the structure itself.
And the individual window panes.
Right. So they added the more, shall we say, adobe structure, like, but it's stucco.
You know, I don't think you can see this in the camera, but this glass has little waves in it. Some people say glass flows when it gets old, but that's just the way they made glass back in those days. They couldn't make it flat like they do today.
This is a takeout library. I like the painting here. Do you see this one here? Dr. Zeus.
Yeah, I do.
People put stickers here. If you look at this closely, there's stickers. I don't know if people put it in here, but it's kind of neat. But this one opens. If you see here, you can borrow a book here and return it.
How interesting.
Yeah, you can return it, you borrow it, and then, you know, books that you don't want anymore. Like I got books at home, I might not want those anymore, or, you know, I don't have a use for them anymore. I can put them in here. And then people can just borrow them, take them out.
So is this part of the Brannigan Library, or is this
this is
part
just
of the
community thing?
Part of the community, community library.
This one here, it's community. It's free for you to borrow and, you know, free for you to return it. Decorating with fabric, see?
If you have any books
Yeah, if
You
I
can
got
bring
any
'em over
books, I
here.
can bring them over here. Put it in here. People can borrow it.
I haven't seen anything like this before. This is interesting.
It's sold for the country. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a kind of like honor system. You can borrow it, return it, and if you have any books, you can do that. It looks like they could use some more books. They got lots of books to loan.
Well, when I lived in San Gabriel, I used to walk around in San Marino, and this house definitely looks like it belongs in San Marino, California. It's so typical of the homes in California and that city. Like so many homes in San Marino and San Gabriel, there's always an abundance of ivy growing on the tree, on the house, and on the ground. And such is true with this property here in Las Cruces. Look at the roses. Can you imagine roses in November here in Las Cruces, New Mexico?
There are roses around their neighborhood, I've noticed.
Here's some more pretty flowers along the walk. Check out this big, beautiful tree. Wow. Does anybody know what kind of pine tree this is? I want to call it a spruce, but I'm not sure. Here's another shot of the gazebo in the center of the park, and I'm heading that direction. You know, I didn't realize this, but this is the first town park here in Las Cruces, and it was established in 1898. And here's an interesting water fountain in the middle of the park. One for kids, one for adults, and they even have one for dogs. Pretty thoughtful. The park even includes a playground for the little kiddies. This gazebo is amazing. It's got all kinds of Christmas lights on it. And as you look up at the top, they're even colored. So they probably have like quite a few events, I should say, quite a few events here. It's just that I've never been here for one of the events. There's nice bench seats here under the gazebo if you like to sit and rest. And you can see how the ceiling. Oh really? A wedding? They hold weddings here?
Debbie's daughter, our secretary, had her daughter's wedding here. It's a small wedding. I can see they got benches here built into the side.
So that's what a lot of it's used for, weddings, things like that. I didn't know that.
You can book in the city. I don't know if there's a fee, but you can book through the city and they can have weddings here.
Now here's a guy, he's got Christmas decorations up. Of course, it's across from the park. And it's not yet Thanksgiving, so he can't wait. All right, all the power to him. Okay, so we've had our walk. I'm sure there's more to see than what's in this video, so we'll more than likely come back to this park area and check it out. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.